So spring is upon us and I need to get this garden whipped back into shape. And on my project to-do list this year was to install a post here in the center of my garden so I had more centralized access to water and I wasn't trying to drag a hose from the back corner of my garden clear across the other side, which is pushing around 100 feet from this point back here to the point diagonal from it. So I went ahead and got this post installed. I got it encased in concrete. I used a 4x4 post, which in hindsight, I probably should have used a 6x6, but I do think this is gonna work just fine. So with that being said, I did go ahead and partner with this brand to be able to make this project possible, and they sent this retractable hose reel out to me to try out and test, and then in turn I told them I'd give you guys a review video as to what I thought about this thing after that first few times that I've used it now. What you're going to get with this kit here, you can get this in two different colors. It comes with this black and orange color like you see here, but you can also pick this up in a white color as well. So if you fancy the lighter colors, take a look at that one and see what you think. Now when it comes to the hose size, you're going to get a 5/8 inch hose that's 100 foot long inside this reel. And what's really cool about this reel is it's got an extremely quiet operation to it. So I've tried several of these things over the years, and what I've come to find out is some of them are a little bit louder in nature, which isn't really necessarily a deal breaker. But the one thing that always did kind of frustrate me was when you pull one of these out, I want it to lock easily and be able to find that spot without having to sit there and play with it, try to get it to lock in place. This one does a really good job of locking in place. So you can see if you pull out here, and then you just kind of stop, it locks in place really well, which makes it really nice when you want to be able to lock this in at a certain length and get this thing going, and you're not sitting here fiddling with this thing, trying to get that thing to lock before you can actually do the project you need to work on. This retractable reel also has these bristles here on the front, which isn't always the case as well on a lot of other hose reels that I've come across. What makes that nice, if you get a piece of brush or grass or clipping, something like that on the hose, and then you go to suck this thing back in the reel, it can really kind of gum up the inside of your case on your reel over time and make that thing kind of hard to operate. These bristles act as a good barrier to the inside of this reel to kind of knock off anything that might be on your hose as you're retracting this back in. This retractable reel also comes with two different nozzles. So you got this nozzle here, and you basically just twist the orange like you see, and it fans out, and then you can get it to where it's got like a jet spray. It does a pretty decent job. And then it also comes with the 9-in-1 pattern nozzle like most of us are used to seeing. Now what I will say is I think this is an extremely high quality hose reel in terms of how it functions and the way it's worked for me so far. I do feel like the nozzles themselves feel a little cheap in my hand, so we'll see how long these actually last for. They're fully operational now. They just don't feel real heavy duty, so I'm gonna guess I'm probably gonna get somewhere between 1 to 2 seasons out of these nozzles before I'm looking for a replacement for that. But other than that though, I'm extremely impressed with this hose reel. I think it's gonna serve its purpose just fine here in the garden. I'm really looking forward to having this on a retractable reel this season and having about 100 foot of hose that I'm able to use. And then not to mention, this is also on a swivel as well, which is going to make it that much easier for me to be able to navigate around my garden when I'm trying to get everything done in those summer months. Other than that, I think that's all I've got for you in this review today, guys. I hope that was somewhat helpful for you and making a decision as to whether this hose reel might be the right fit for you or not. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. We'll catch you on the next one.